The first thing I want to do is give you some really valuable contact information. I'm sure you are aware by now that Texas dealers are regulated by the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles Motor Vehicle Division, and they have what is known as the Dealer Licensing Section. The Dealer Licensing Section has oversight over dealers. They're going to process your dealer license renewal, and they are located at 4000 Jackson Avenue, Austin, Texas, 78731. I also want to make sure you have their phone number, which is 888-368-4689. Once again, that number is 888-368-4689. This is a great phone number that you can reference if you have specific questions at any time, or you can also send them an email at askdmv@txdmv.gov. Once again, that is askdmv@txdmv.gov. I also want you to be aware you can review all the training content in your Texas Dealer License training course at texasdealers.com. And at that time, you can fast forward through the videos to the specific content that you want to review. On the texasdealers.com website, we will also attempt to have direct links to all of your Texas dealer forms and the dealer manuals, which are produced by the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles. So we will jump onto that website several times during your dealer training renewal course to show you how to review content and download dealer forms and the dealer training manuals, some of which you may not even be aware of. Before we get started, I want you to know exactly why you are sitting at your computer or possibly watching this course on your phone. The governor signed Senate Bill 604, which requires most persons obtaining a dealer's license for the first time to take a 6-hour training pre-license course, and requires any dealer that was licensed less than 10 years on September 1st of 2019 to take a 3-hour renewal course in order to renew a dealer's license. It was kind of like if you have a real estate license, you can make a lot of money, so the state requires you take a training course before you can renew a real estate license. If you have an insurance license, you can make a lot of money, so you're required to take training before you can renew an insurance license. You currently have a Texas dealer's license, and I'm assuming you're making some pretty good money. Otherwise, you would not be taking this renewal training course in order to renew your dealer's license. So now the state requires you to take the training to renew your dealer's license. Senate Bill 604 did not create a continuing education requirement for dealers. It only created a one-time renewal course that you must take to renew your license if you've been licensed less than 10 years on September 1st of 2019. This course will take a little over 3 hours if you take it all at one time. As soon as you have watched every video, your official certificate of completion will just pop up on your screen, and you will need to save it on your computer, and you're going to need to upload it in the e-licensing system when you are renewing your dealer's license. Let's go ahead and get started. First, the Department of Motor Vehicles would like you to have a quick review of some of the requirements that are required to be maintained throughout your licensure period. I want to repeat that. Very important statement. These requirements must be maintained throughout your licensure period. Remember, it is the dealer's responsibility to maintain all license requirements, including premises requirements, throughout the term of the license. So I'm going to give you a quick review of requirements that apply to all independent motor vehicle GDN holders. Criminal history. Before you renew your dealer's license, the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles must review your criminal history and the criminal history of all owners and managers that are listed on the license. All owners and managers must disclose all offenses, including any offense that occurred during the previous licensure period, both convictions and those that resulted in deferred adjudication in any jurisdiction. The existence of a criminal history does not automatically disqualify a person from renewing a dealer's license. When you complete the information when you're renewing your license through the e-licensing system, you must answer all questions correctly, not only for yourself, but for every owner and manager that's listed on the application. If you make false statements during your renewal process, you may have your dealer license renewal denied. You may also face criminal charges. If you or another owner or manager have criminal history, court records must be submitted with your dealer application renewal. And these records can usually be obtained by contacting the district court or the county in which that offense occurred. I want to give you a quick review of your business building requirements. Your building must either be owned, or if the building is leased, your lease must be for at least 2 years. You must have an office in the building for the operation of your dealership. Your office must include, at minimum, a desk, 2 chairs, internet access, and a working telephone listed in your dealership name. I want to repeat that very important statement. Your office must include, at minimum, a desk, 2 chairs, internet access, and a working telephone listed in your dealership name. Not maintaining office compliance is a very common violation for dealers. Your dealer phone number may never be shared with another dealer. You must have your own phone number. The internet access that you are required to have may be internet wireless access. If you share your location with another business, you must have your own office area. The state allows up to 4 retail dealers to operate out of one building and up to 8 wholesale dealers to operate out of one building. Also remember that retail dealers and wholesale dealers may never share a building. Your display area. As a reminder, your display area must be sufficient size to display at least 5 of the vehicles of the type for which your license is issued. Those spaces must be reserved exclusively for the retail dealer's inventory and may not be shared or intermingled with another business or public parking area or driveway or another dealer's display area. This retail sales area must be kept separate from any wholesale vehicles that are being held for resale as well. And also, as a reminder, retail and salvage inventory needs to be kept separate as well. If a retail dealer shares a display area or a parking area with another business, including another dealer, then the dealer inventory must be separated from the other dealer's display lot or parking area by a barrier which cannot be readily moved. And I want to talk about that for a moment. Let's say your dealership is located next door to another business. You want to ensure that your lot is physically separated from any other neighboring business's customer parking. So a neighboring business's customer never parks on your display area and then one of your customers thinks that vehicle is for sale. Well, this is confusion that the state wants you to avoid. So always make sure a neighboring business or another dealer never parks their vehicles on your display area. You've got to have that physical barrier to separate parking. If you operate your dealership at night, the state requires that your display area is illuminated, and this is written right into state law as well. Dealers can have a display area that is not part of the lot. The display area must be located at the retail dealer's business address or next to the retail dealer's address. A storage lot that is not next to the dealer's retail address is allowed only if there is no public access and no sales activity occurs at the storage lot. A sign stating that the retail dealer's name, telephone number, and the fact that the property is a storage lot is permissible. If your customer is interested in a vehicle that you have on your storage lot, then you or a salesperson would need to bring the vehicle from the storage lot to the retail sales lot to show the vehicle. You may never have sales activity on a storage lot. Also, as a reminder, you may only have retail sales activity at your licensed location. And I want to talk about this for just a moment. Let's say your lot is in downtown Austin and someone just outside the city finds your vehicle for sale on the internet. They might state that they can't make it downtown and they ask you to bring the vehicle to a parking lot like near their home. You can never, ever show your vehicle at a non-licensed location. Conducting any type of retail sales activity away from your licensed location is a violation of the law. So always be sure to explain to your customers that the state does not allow you to show your vehicles away from your dealership. The retail sales activity may only take place at your licensed location. And as a reminder, wholesale vehicle dealers are exempt from the display area requirement. Your business sign. Make sure you always have your business sign posted prominently. The dealership name on your sign must be at least 6 inches high or larger, and your sign must match the exact name on your dealership as it is listed on your dealer license renewal application. Be sure the letters in the dealership name meet the minimum height requirements under Texas law. Your business hours. A retail dealer must be open at least 4 days a week for at least 4 consecutive hours per day. A wholesale dealer must be open at least 2 days per week for at least 2 consecutive hours per day. I want to repeat that. A retail dealer must be open at least 4 days a week for at least 4 consecutive hours per day. A wholesale dealer must be open at least 2 days per week for at least 2 consecutive hours per day. Your business hours must be prominently displayed near the entrance of your building. Each dealer must post their own business hours if the building is shared, and your hours must be posted even if a location is shared with another type of business. The dealership must be open and staffed during the posted hours of operation. The dealership must be staffed by an owner or bona fide employee. If you're not able to staff the dealership during the posted hours due to an emergency or special circumstances, you must post a sign that states the date and time that you will return. If a dealer ever changes the hours of operation, the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles does not have to be notified. Regardless of your retail hours, a retail dealer's telephone must be answered from 8 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. weekdays by a bona fide employee, answering service, or answering machine. Texas Blue Law prohibits motor vehicle dealers from selling vehicles on Saturday and Sunday. A dealer may choose to be open on Saturday or Sunday, but not both. Travel trailer and trailer semi-trailer dealers may operate 7 days a week. If a person holds a motor vehicle license and a trailer license, they may open on Saturdays and Sundays, but cannot sell motor vehicles on Saturday and Sunday. I want to repeat that. If a person holds a motor vehicle license and a trailer license, they may open on Saturday and Sunday, but cannot sell motor vehicles on Saturday and Sunday. Motor vehicles may only be sold on Saturday or Sunday, never on both days. Dealer surety bond. As a quick reminder, if you're an independent used motor vehicle dealer, then you must maintain your $25,000 dealer surety bond during your entire licensure period. When renewing your license, the bond must be signed by you and a bonding company representative. This is a common mistake during renewals. And don't forget to submit the bond power of attorney with your dealer license renewal as well. These are common mistakes and can lead to the delay in your license renewal approval. Your bond must be issued for 2 years and must start on the day of the month and end on the day of the month corresponding to your license term. For example, February 1st of 2021 to January 31st of 2023. The name and address on the dealer surety bond must match exactly the name on the dealer application that is filed with the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles. Licensing with the Office of Consumer Credit Commissioner if financing. You know, if you aren't already offering any type of financing, before you offer third-party financing, or maybe if you're doing buy here, pay here financing, every dealer in Texas must obtain a license with the Texas Office of Consumer Credit Commissioner. You can obtain this license at www.occc.texas.gov. I'm sorry, that's occc.texas.gov, or you may call 512-936-7600 for further information. So make sure if you're offering or assisting with any type of financing, you must have a license with the Texas Office of Consumer Credit Commissioner. Records. I want to give you a quick overview of your records requirement. You must maintain records on all vehicles purchased, leased, and sold for a minimum of 48 months. That's 4 years. The current and previous 13 months of records must be kept at the dealer's license location to be ready for inspection by a Texas Department of Motor Vehicles representative. The remaining 35 months of records can be stored at a location other than the license location as long as it is in the same county of your dealership. So make sure the records are stored for 4 years. The current and previous months must be stored at the dealership location. The 35 remaining months can be stored at an off-site location as long as it is in the same county as your dealership. Records can be stored either via paper or electronically for a period of at least 4 years. Federal law requires some records to be kept at least 5 years. And I always recommend making 2 copies of every document. One's going to go to the customer and one will go into your records. You will never have too much paperwork. I-9 Employment Eligibility Verification. The Employment Eligibility Verification Form I-9 is a U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services form, and you can find this form at www.uscis.gov. Federal law requires you to complete this form for every person whose name appears on the dealer license and all employees. You do not have to submit this form with your dealer license renewal, but you must store a copy of the form at the dealership location. That is an I-9 employment eligibility form. This is a federal law. Dealer educational course. As stated a few moments ago, most dealer renewal applicants licensed less than 10 years on September 1st of 2019 are required to complete the one-time training that you are now taking. An owner or manager listed on the application must be the person to complete the course. If you've already taken the new applicant course or the renewal course and you decide to apply for a new license, then you can just upload a copy of the course completion certificate rather than taking the course again. So when you download that certificate at the end of the course, save it in a safe place just in case you need to apply for a different type of license many years from now. You'll still be able to submit that certificate. So you will receive that certificate of completion at the end of the course. It'll just pop up automatically. Be sure to enclose that certificate in your dealer renewal application, which will show the state you have completed your 3-hour renewal course, so you will be qualified to renew your dealer's license. Always remember that Texas law requires all dealer licenses are displayed prominently at the business location. I know you have worked very hard to obtain and maintain your dealer's license, and I know you're proud of that license. Be sure to display your dealer's license prominently at all times. This is a state law. All Texas dealer licenses are valid from 2 years from the date of issuance. All dealer license renewals and amendments must be submitted online through the e-licensing system. It is your responsibility to renew your dealer license in a timely manner. You should submit your renewal at least 45 days before your dealer license expires. Dealers have up to 90 days before and after the expiration date to renew. Late penalty fees are charged when the renewal application is submitted more than 30 days after the license expiration date. A $200 penalty must be paid if the application is submitted 31 to 60 days past the expiration date. The penalty increases to $400 if an application is submitted 61 to 90 days past the expiration date. And always remember, a dealer may operate multiple locations within the same city limits. Dealers must submit an amendment application in e-licensing if relocating within the same city or adding or removing additional locations. An additional location in the same city is considered a supplemental location, and it does not require a separate dealer's license. Dealer licenses, however, are city-specific, and a separate dealer license is required for every city a dealer is operating in. If a dealer relocates to a new city, then a new license, including a new dealer surety bond, is required. Independent motor vehicle dealers may also operate as a salvage dealer without obtaining a separate salvage license, but you may only operate at the business location for which your license is issued. Now, if you're going to be a salvage dealer, you also have to get a sales and use tax permit and a National Motor Vehicle Title Information System, or NMVIDIS number, that would also be required if you are operating as a salvage dealer. All GDN and salvage inventory must remain separate at all times. When you're renewing your dealer's license, it must be submitted electronically. It's going to have to be signed by a business owner or an authorized representative. When you're submitting your application, it must be completed truthfully and correctly. And I want you to be aware the individual completing the application, is answering truthfully for all partners, LLC members or managers, and any directors, officers, or owners of the business that are listed on the application. When you are renewing your license, you will be uploading several documents through the e-licensing system. And the great thing about e-licensing is that the system will not allow you to complete the renewal application unless you have uploaded all of your required documents. If you need to stop the application at any time, say, for example, because maybe you're missing a document, you can save your application, retrieve the required document, then start the renewal application right where you left off. Also, Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox are the recommended browsers to use in e-licensing. I want to repeat that. You should definitely be using Google Chrome or Mozilla Firefox when you are renewing your license in e-licensing. I want to show you 2 easy ways to get to the e-licensing system. You can go to txdmv.gov/dealers, and in the dealers box, you can just click on the e-licensing login that you see right there, or you can visit any page, of the TexasDealers.com website. Just scroll down on any page and click on the Texas e-licensing link, like you see on your screen right there. And then just click on the log into e-licensing that you see here. If for some reason you do not already have an account, I'm assuming that you created an account when you first obtained your dealer's license. But if you do not have an account, then you will click on the Join eLicensing button so you can create an eLicensing account. If you already have an eLicensing account, then you would just enter your username and password, then click the Login button. And now you've landed on the eLicensing account page. And I want to spend a little time going over these different sections on the account page. First, as you can see at the top left, you can view any applications that you have saved by clicking on the My Applications section. You can apply for a new license. You can renew your license. You can amend your license in case you need to notify the Texas Department of Motor Vehicles of any license changes, such as maybe you're amending your license from a wholesale dealer to a retail dealer. Remember, you would have to meet all requirements for the new license type that you may be obtaining. And you can also order dealer metal plates and stickers. You can view all of your licenses and plates. You can view any type of pending cases involving your dealership. You can click on the dealer replacement to replace a license. You can also close out your license. If for some reason you would like to close your business, you would need to close your license. You can change general license information, such as changing contact information. You can view protests and complaints. You can make a payment to the state if you owe any money, and you can manage your account. Say, for example, if you want to add additional users. So I'm assuming that you are renewing your license. So you will click on the Apply button just under the Renewal License box. Then you will select your dealership name from the drop-down box. But I do want to bring to your attention the steps at the very top of the screen. So when you complete each section of the license renewal process, you will see exactly where you are by viewing the steps at the top of every page. Renewing your license is a very automated process that will take you step by step through the entire dealer license renewal application process. If you do not have a required document, you can just save the application, then restart that application at a different time. If you have any questions during the dealer renewal application process, you can call 888-368-4689 or at any time send an email to askdmv@txdmv.gov.